When I look out at that, I can see my house from here, and I literally used to play out there. Feel like I'm breathing a whole lot of toxic air. We was playing all in the water. We was playing all in the dirt. We don't know what's in our bodies now. Thank God I don't have asthma or cancer from it. True. Never know if I'm gonna get it later on in life. I still live over here, right around the corner.
So as you come down here, you can see the close in proximity of the residents to the radiological laboratory. They have chemicals dumped in their barrels that are dug so deep into the ground that they're mixing, the chemicals are mixing.
Kids are not told that this is contaminated. They're not told this is a Superfund site. Be careful, don't go on the property. We were able to connect with one of the leading scientists in the country who's working very hard in New Orleans right now, and her name is Wilma Subra. And she submitted comments on the EIR.
She pinpointed certain key things that were missed in the environmental impact report that would adversely affect the community. She also stated that if you say it's clean, then why are you covering it?
Yeah. Try to keep the toxic out. You can't keep no toxic out. Clean it up. Like that lady was saying. If it's already clean, why you need to put a cap on it? Shoot. Makes me angry. Cause the government don't care about people. Mostly black people, Spanish people, any people that has low income. Samoan people. You know? It make your heart hurt. Like literally you do. Shardae. Yeah, it's so beautiful. I'm worth more than that. My grandpa was like my dad, and I don't know, he was just like the male figure in my life that I didn't have because my dad wasn't in my life. He always would say things to make me think. Life is like, for the youth in Hunters Point, very violent. It's not calm. You hear police all the time. You have drug addicts in the streets. It is bad for the youth to see that. Well, I live on Cusada and Hawes, and what I believe on Chris Street is right, the next street over there is where they're dumping out the sewage from the Naval Shipyards. Right around the corner from my house, and you can see the shipyard over there that they're trying to build on. These people, they're gonna be draining the sewage lines over here, and all these people in these houses over here have to breathe all that stuff in. When I was younger, me and my cousin used to go to the, we called it the pond or the lagoon right down the street, and it was fun to play over there with us because it was like an open space. We used to play hide and go seek. My little cousins was, when we was little, they was getting married over there with a little 25-cent machine, rings and stuff. It was fun for us. But as I got older now, I found out it was toxic. Why open space? A kid would want to come here and adventure. I know I did. We used to ride our bikes on this little path right here and keep going. The log is still right there that you gotta cross your bike over. I mean, like I said, it's temptation. Something in the back of your house that looks like this. I'll be like, what's in there too? Shit. But I wouldn't let my kids play here. That's out the question.
In 2006, when the Lennar Corporation was digging up a great deal of asbestos dirt, contaminated dirt from the shipyard, there was increased sickness around here, nosebleeds, headaches, and nobody knew what was going on. So then it came out that it was the dust.
The Navy themselves has identified some 56 heavy metals and chemicals that are in the soil, known carcinogenics that causes headaches, They cause nosebleeds.
My son during that time had excessive nosebleeds. I didn't know what was going on. Every street, within there's like at least one family, two families where there's some asthma, somebody, oxygen tank. I mean, that should not be the norm.
Toxic dust and the toxic exposure, what we want to do is make sure we get the community on the record and video documenting to let everybody know what the community is suffering from. Has the EPA come to your house and asked you how you were doing?
Nobody came over here.
San Francisco Department of Health, have they come to look
Never
at you?
come over here.
Take this tube off twice a day. Take you smoking cigarettes, man. Yeah, that's just it, man.
And they lost their mother at 28 years old from cancer. She had kidney cancer.
My first name is Chana. I'm Chana Parrish. I had bronchitis. Yeah.
You have bronchitis?
Yes.
And were you born with that?
No.
Thank you, Chana.
You're welcome.
I think it's important for us to care about our neighborhood because there's most youth that don't even know the history on their neighborhood, or like me, I didn't know the history on my neighborhood.
A few years ago, I would say the level of awareness was very small. So now I would tell you that more people are alive and awake and are starting to pay attention than ever before. It's like it's a momentum building and we need to keep that going.
Let me go this way. City Hall. As a young person, I feel that being part of the struggle is very hard, but it gives you a thrill to know that in the future, if you stay in the struggle, that something's gonna good happen and come out of it. Liberty and justice for all. I don't know.
We are here to 100% unconditionally support the effort of the Bayview Hunters Point community to maintain a safe and healthy neighborhood.
Why is San Francisco, the green state of California, thinking about putting homes and buildings on a toxic Superfund site?
In memory of one of our pioneer mothers who died 2 weeks ago due to a hacking cough, which the doctor diagnosed as asbestos in her lungs.
San Francisco is providing unequal environmental protection for its residents and its citizens in Bayview Hunters Point.
My name is Wilma Subra. I provide technical assistance to community groups dealing with environmental issues. Bayview Hunters Point is a Superfund site. Superfund sites are the worst hazardous waste sites in the United States. The remedy that is being proposed for Bayview Hunters Point will leave contamination on the site. The EIR will allow redevelopment to go on at the same time as cleanup or remedy. So it's inappropriate to allow exposure to occur to community groups or contractors for redevelopment until the cleanness is at a level which everyone can agree to. Thank you.
We're sounding alarm, and this is the final opportunity for this city to say no, clean it up, and then we can go forward. Now is the Board of Supervisors' chance to stop this.
To stop it.
And that's what tomorrow's hearing represents.
If during the remediation there's the dredging up of something that could be toxic that wasn't found before, but could you go into a little bit of detail about that?
They are established by the Environmental Protection Agency, working with the responsible party.
Because we want to save their lives and get them jobs.
Please look into the EIR to make sure that you are paying attention to what we are saying.
Next speaker, please.
Hi, supervisors. I'm here today because I'm a resident in Bayview, Hunters Point, and I live around the corner from the Naval Shipyard. And I want to urge you guys to send the EIR report back and don't pass it because it's not up to CEQA standards. And I want to ask you a question. How could you build on top of waste and not care about the way it will affect the residents? And I have another question. How would you feel if you had to live in a toxic community? Thank you, and I want you to listen to the science. So this is the Wilbur Super.
Thank you. Next speaker.
So what's been going on since last time since you came out here?
Well, we're working with the EPA, and we hope to be able to have the EPA agree that this community can be engaged and provide oversight to the remedies to the cleanup process under Superfund.
This is the next step. Hopefully it will culminate in a coming together of the community and the agencies. This is an opportunity for them to do really what they're supposed to do, protective of human health.
EPA's role is to make sure that before the transfer happens, that there's rigorous provisions.
My name is Shardae Barr.
And how has this affected you personally?
Well, personally affected me because just me knowing that my community is very divided and not aware of the issue, and it angers me a little bit because they're making decisions on our health and our living situation without us knowing about it.
And what's your role here?
Well, I'm sort of in the documentary and working on a documentary at the same time.
Tell me about that.
Well,
who are you doing it for?
I'm doing it for basically for my community, to give the awareness for my youth and my elders and my community through the documentary.